Hello, I'm Kabir, and my group members are Cody, Jeevathan, Branson, Jane, and Sandro. Our group will discuss about how country employees are angry because they are being asked to do more work without raises. Personality can be interpreted as the pattern of characteristics and behavior that result in how an individual reacts and interacts with other people. It is similar to what the quality of an individual's state particularly is. In order to depict an individual's personality, the individual must show immeasurable traits. With regards to the article, the Big Five personality factors play a huge role with relationship to job performance. Usually, if the employees score higher within the Big Five, they will have higher job performance. However, this is not the case for the county employees because they want to have higher pay raises. Employees will have low emotional stability, causing more negative thinking and negative emotions. In addition, consciousness, the only trait that is consistently related to job performance, will score low across the employees. This will mean that the employees will be less persistent and achievement-oriented, resulting in lower job performance for the firm. While the employees are still working, they will show emotions such as anger that has been developed from the pay issues, which does affect the ability for one to do his or her job effectively. The managers at the firm are not capable of working with people from different cultures. Understanding how values differ across cultures is important, but heavily citing one culture and ignoring the other culture can result in many problems. This is shown because the county pay system may give raises to employees within one department and not for employees in another department. Since the county wants more work done for no raise, the employees have negative attitudes towards their management. Instead of expressing attitudes such as "I love my job," the employees show statements such as "I hate my job." If the county and firm continue to do nothing to change the pay system, workers will not be satisfied about their pay job and they will perform worse at their jobs.
Perception is how one organizes and interprets their impressions in order to give meaning to what's going on around them. For example, looking at this picture, one could perceive it as a duck or a rabbit. What the person or perceiver, in this case, interprets this as is completely dependent on their personality. While you could be perceiving this picture as a rabbit, the person you're trying to explain it to could perceive it as a duck. Maybe the other individual just couldn't see the rabbit at first, or because their personal characteristics, all they can see, no matter how long they look at it, is a duck. Because of this, perception is a major factor in miscommunication. But where does this tie into pay issues? Well, the Missourian county uses a system that categorizes workers based on their different responsibilities and compensates them accordingly. Look at the following slide. The reason why perception is brought into this pay issue is because one individual may perceive one position as more responsibilities than another, and a different individual might think oppositely. For example, I might say that I think one who works in the municipal court should be paid more than someone who works in the juvenile office, because municipal court positions have more responsibilities, whereas someone else might say that they may have more responsibilities, but they're not as hard as the responsibilities one who works in the juvenile office may have. But I might perceive those hard municipal court responsibilities as easy. See where it becomes very gray shade instead of black and white? And it's all based on personal characteristics. So who deserves a higher pay raise? The problem is, even if we do find a way to give pay raises properly to those positions based on their responsibilities, through fair perception without bias or error, how will the workers attribute their pay raise or stagnant pay? To start off, attribution is a process in which we give causes and motives to explain people's behaviors. Think of it as when you were a kid. Would you blame poor marks on a test you studied nights and days for on a teacher or yourself? Would you say the teacher's a hard marker and you studied well? Or would you say that you didn't study for what you need to and blame it on yourself? Think of this in the perspective of the employees that do or do not get pay raises based on their responsibilities. Would they curse their jobs for not having harder responsibilities if they don't get a pay raise? Or would they attribute it to people who decided other jobs have more or harder responsibilities than their job does? This might even get into human resource issues where some employees might feel, based on their perspective, that they have a harder job. A legal case might be brought out because of this if the pay raises were not based on an in-depth view of the responsibilities or, in other terms, a job analysis. But employees who don't get a pay raise might act differently towards people who work in the other fields that did due to their different perceptions or attributions, leading to even more human resource issues.
So my section dealt with the organizational culture, structure, politics, and conflict. The culture affects a firm in the sense of altering and having conflictions with decisions that are made by management, often caused by values and beliefs of the employees. The structure in this example is a mechanistic organization in which there is a high specialization and a clear chain of command, with a narrow span of control. This is what makes it difficult to motivate employees, which causes conflictions to arise. Oftentimes, employees and managers have different points of view. Conflictions are considered to be brought upon by decisions that are made clearly by only management without the input of the employees that allow for the firm to operate smoothly. The politics evidently in the firm often involve the opinions of employees versus the opinion of managerial authorities. So this causes the politics throughout the firm often to induce conflict since the various opinions are often opposition input. This causes for there to be some sort of misunderstanding on certain points. The culture, structure, and confliction in regards with politics are all interrelated and causes for either employees to be positively motivated or negatively discarded.
I will be talking about the article in regards to motivation. Operant learning theory tells us that since some of the county employees are not given raises, even though they are made to work more, their behavior will be modified by this consequence and their motivation may fall. Expectancy theory elaborates on this, saying that since these employees do not have any pay raises to look forward to, their quality of work may decline since they have been conditioned to expect nothing in return for their hard work. Equity theory states that if these employees that do not receive pay raises perceive the inputs and outputs of the other employees to be the same as their own, they may feel a sense of inequality and they will not be motivated to work as hard. The solution to this problem lies within goal-setting theory. As the county's system for distributing raises is outdated and seems random, a new system must be put in place to ensure employee motivation. This can be achieved by first evaluating the needs of the employees, such as better hours or raises, and then attaching incentives and goals that respond directly to these needs. This is the best way to solve the county's problem and motivate the employees efficiently.
Compensation and benefits. Employee benefits and services can be defined as all the indirect financial payments that an employee receives during his or her employment with an employer. Benefits are generally provided to all of a firm's employees, including such things as time off with pay, supplementary health and life insurance, and employee assistance plans. Administrating benefits today represents an increasingly specialized task. Workers are more financially sophisticated and demanding. Benefit plans must comply with a wide variety of laws. An increasingly expensive task. Workers' compensation laws are aimed at providing sure, prompt income and medical benefits to victims of work-related accidents and work-related illnesses, and or their dependents regardless of fault. Referring to the article, fixing the problems could be costly. Even if a pay study is conducted, hard time finding money to give raises. There is a lack of consistency between departments. One department may give its employees raises while other departments may not. County Assessor's Office and the Recorder of Deeds Office gave raises while other departments did not grant increases. Loss of staff. Remaining employees have not been paid more to cover the extra workload. The benefits are the only thing that make working for the county tolerable for some employees. Presiding County Commissioner John Gresheimer hopes the economy will turn and sales tax revenue will rebound. Raises can't be given next year. Gresheimer added that if an unexpected funding comes forth this year, that he would not be opposed to giving raises mid-year. Pay increases for length of service could be part of a new developed solutions.
I will be talking about HR planning and employee relations from Section 8 in regards to the article, County May Study Employee Pay Issues. The importance of employee relations needs to be taken in high regard. By looking at the facts of the article, employee relations is low. By improving the pay structure, employee relations will grow. This will further improve productivity as it is severely impacted by ability and attitude. Employees' rights have been violated as they have the right to fair treatment, and some employees are not getting this by the county giving raises to certain departments, such as the Assessor's Office and the Recorder of Deeds Office, while other departments did not grant these increases in salary. Employees are being cooperative and still following employee discipline as they are supposed to, under common law. The employer, the county, will want to retain top performers but will not do this in the current situation, as long-term employees are not receiving the proper salary raises. The county needs to develop a planned approach to employee retention. Employees could also become victims of burnout based on the extra hours being put in to cover short staff.